Today at Brookside Fishery up in Cheshire near Warrington. I've been on today. We're going to have a little fishery walk around. I've been joined today by Mark Nicol, the owner. Alright, Mark?
Hello.
Mark's going to show me around each pool. He's going to describe how it fishes, what baits to use, what's actually in there. And today we'll start on Kingfisher, which is the one that I was on today. We'll have a quick walk around just to show you what's about and what we can catch. Okay, Mark, so what do we expect to catch in Kingfisher?
The majority of fish in Kingfisher are carp.
Yeah.
Common carp, mirror carp. There's some F1s. As you'll have seen today, there's also some nice koi and goldfish and a few ornamentals. But it's also stuff for bream, roach, perch.
There is lots of silvers in there. Last time I fished it, me and Adam from Fishing in the Northwest, we had quite a few skimmers and roach and that, didn't we?
Yeah, the fish you'll get all depends on the bait that you put on. If you go for the small fish route with maggots and casters, you'll get plagued by them.
It's, you know, if you want to fish for silvers and that, by all means you can come and have a decent day for them, but I'm sure you'll get interrupted by the carp, won't you?
Yeah.
I fished this peg today. It's not at peg, but it's classed as peg 5, is it, Mark? Yeah?
4.
Peg 4. Fished in between the islands, up to the islands on a method feeder with micros and wafters, big tech wafters. Also use 6 and 8 mil pellets, but majority of my fish are caught on a pellet waggler today, which I'll be doing a review of and getting some information up. But yeah, didn't really fish the pole much apart from fishing down the edge in the margin. That little sedge bush there and right in front of my feet where I caught quite a few carp, and they're still feeding now. But since how long have you been here now, Mark? Is it a couple
just over a year.
Just over a year. Mark's done a hell of a lot of work. We've been down a few times now and the fishery is looking miles and miles better for when Mark first bought it from the previous owners, and yeah, it's all looking good. And as you can see though, the water levels are really down. That just due to the weather, Mark, is it obviously?
Due to the weather, I mean, we had a very, very dry and hot summer, so there's going to be a lot of evaporation in the bankside vegetation, putting a lot of water in. But we also dropped the water level ourselves a couple of inches to try and dry the banks out.
Right,
The banks have a bit of a problem with, in the winter it gets very, very wet, which is why we've built the pegs the way that we have. So you've got somewhere behind where your box would be to put your gear down and hopefully not get covered in mud.
And these are new from the last time I come up, these pegging areas, quite nice, aren't they?
Yeah, we're going to have 16 pegs on this lake, and we've got 10 of those permanent pegs put down already.
So Kingfisher you're just going to use for pleasure fishing, no matches or club matches, or?
It's predominantly used for pleasure fishing, but we do have clubs who will come and book it for their matches during the summer. Yeah. We tend not to use it that often for the open matches as such. So you know, you'll usually get a peg at the weekend, no problem.
Right, cool. There we go. A bit boggy here, but let's go for it. Slap. And with Mark taking over at the fishery, he's actually been doing a lot of work on the older 2 lakes that were first here at Brookside Fishery, which is Willow, is it?
The lakes were Willow and Linear, the old specimen lake.
The old specimen lake was Linear, yeah. Mark's actually merged them into 2, which we'll go up and have a look soon. And at the moment it looks like it's going to be a cracking little venue, it's got 1 central island, so I'm sure it'll be spot on once it's all finished. Again, nice pegging area. Get anywhere in between them islands, you can see the fish cruising around. It's spot on.
And they are within pole range, so you can fish across tight to them when the water level's a little bit higher, and you'll catch shallow against them.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is when you're on this lake, don't leave your rod unattended. The carp have a habit of ripping the rods off the rod rests.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't that happen to you a couple of weeks ago or something?
It happened to me last week.
Last week. Say no more.
Yes, exactly. Although I will say I did get my rod back. Good stuff, good stuff.
Right, just over the way here now is another lake, which is called, Mark, sorry?
Meadow.
Meadow.
It's a slightly smaller lake than Kingfisher. really only has sort of 12 pegs on it.
Ooh, there's my float. 12 pegs on the next one. This is one I've been meaning to fish as well. I've not been down yet, so before the colder weather starts coming in, I think I'll be coming down to pay a visit. Again, really low, isn't it?
The water level's down on this lake because it gets fed from kingfisher.
Ah, right.
So the level of water in kingfisher isn't high enough to feed through into meadow.
Yeah.
So it looks artificially lower.
Cut through here. Again, stocking levels, Mark. What we saying? Same as.
It's very similar to kingfisher. It's got carp. They both have carp up to about £10.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of fish averaging 2, 3 and 4 pound.
Sound. But like I say, it's very similar all the way around. Central Island, carp moving everywhere. But yeah, I will be down to fish this one in the next few weeks before it gets a bit, well, probably the end of September now. But again, it's the same all the way around. So Central Island, what, 13, 14 metres to the island maybe.
Just a little bit wider.
Yeah. But,
especially at this end.
And we've also got two match lakes on here, Mark, is it?
Yeah, we've got the Snake 1 and Snake 2, which are the main match lakes.
Yeah.
Open matches on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and the usual opens on a Saturday and a Sunday.
Yeah. And can you get from one lake to the other, can you? Are they easily connected, are they? Just by walking over, or?
Snake 1 and 2, they used to actually be one lake.
Right.
But they just put 2 blockers in between sort of peg 34 and 35.
Oh yeah. I think I've seen that today, yeah.
60. And that's just to stop the fish all following the wind and maybe
ending up in one place. Yeah. But if you're not really sure where it is, it's up near Stretton, just off the M56 in Warrington. Dead easy to find. Big massive signpost outside the fishery gates. And we're going to walk over to Snake now. As you can see, plenty of water still on the floor from the rain over the last few days. Yeah.
It's called Oak, and this will actually be a dedicated juniors pool.
Oh, superb, yeah.
Once we get the pool tidied up and put some nice pegs in. And
yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be nice, yeah.
It's full of, it's absolutely rammed full of silverfish.
Yeah.
Whenever we did the netting,
just put them into here.
To see the stocking levels of all the lakes, all the small silverfish.
Yeah.
We took them and we put them in here, so it's
good.
If you come on here with a maggot and a small hook,
yeah,
you get absolutely bitted. It's fantastic.
Nice, love it. Right, we go. Yeah, this is the main road dead ahead there that goes up to the M56, and obviously these are the roadways up to each pool that Mark has. Got a couple of guys on. This Snake 1, is it, Mark? Yeah.
This is Snake 2, but
Snake
we'll walk around towards Snake 1 and we'll leave these guys to finish.
Snake 2.
We'll go on here.
You lead the way. Lovely looking pool, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, with the weather that we've had, the water levels drop.
Yeah.
But it's still fishing very well. I mean, the match.
Yeah, seen the weights on Sunday. Over £100, wasn't it?
The winner had £103.4.
Yeah.
Then £102.7, and then £102.4.
Whoa.
So very close to it.
But again, this is, yeah, you can pleasure fish on here if you want to, by all means, but this is designated match water. And what days do you have the matches on, Mark?
Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So you can pleasure fish here Monday, Tuesday and a Friday.
Cool. And just for everyone, if anyone watches, how much are the day ticket prices, Mark?
Day tickets are £7, or over 60s get a £5 concession.
Superb.
For children under 14.
Yeah. And again, similar type of fishing on here. Is it like a cross on pellet and a lot of maggot work, is it, Mark? Or
it's just
during the matches?
It's just starting to turn probably to maggot now. We're going a bit cooler. But you still catch on pellet.
Yeah.
Micros and a 4mm expander will do very well here. You catch down the edge. Even in the shallow water, you'll still catch good weights down there.
Some bigger carp in here, isn't it? Over £10, like.
There are one or two still swimming around.
Yeah.
When we netted the lakes, we tried to take the real big ones out for the specimen lake, because the match lads, they're gearing up for £2, £3, £4
Yeah,
fish.
and they're getting smashed all the time.
And if you get a nice £10, then it's
hit and miss if you get it in.
Yeah. But the majority of the pegs, you're probably looking between 14 and 16 metres across.
Yeah.
It's just typical snake lake. You'll catch tight across.
And again, I've had a chat to Mark numerous times. This isn't the finished article by any means. Mark's still got a lot of plans for every water on the complex, like, so what you're seeing now is nowhere near going to be the finished article once Mark's done all his plans and got everything sorted. Which will take time, won't it, obviously?
Yeah, we're still upgrading a lot of the pegs. A lot of the pegs, when we took over, they were falling apart.
Yeah.
The concrete had broken, so we're trying to replace them as we go.
Yeah, you can see what you're trying to do, yeah.
This is a good area here, the bend in the 20s.
Yeah.
Lots of nice options across.
Yeah. You can see them feeding, yeah. To be perfectly honest, I think this is the first time I've walked around here in, like, say, 15 years, maybe 12 years. Used to come up and have a go now and again, but not match fishing, but just had a bit of a pleasure do, like. So it's just mainly carp. There's plenty of silvers in here as well, Mark, is there?
Yeah, plenty of silver fish. The predominant species are carp and F1s.
Yeah.
Again, the carp will sort of average the £2 to £3 mark, but there are some bigger ones, and I mean, we've got some F1s in here that'll push £5.
Oh, nice.
Which is a big size for an F1.
Yeah.
And then there's an awful lot of bream, and roach, perch, rudd, gudgeon, the usual nuisance silver fish when you're fishing for
matches, isn't it? Yeah.
This is peg 34. It can be quite a devastating peg when the wind's been blown into it.
Maybe coming in this corner,
days. You do get a lot of fish around here.
So this is no longer snake.
This is snake 2.
Snake 2 still.
Yeah. Stocking wise, it's virtually identical to the front.
Yeah. Oh, I see. It's just cut off there, isn't it?
Yeah. There's just a sort of a concrete walkway across, so the fish can't swim all the way around.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of anglers up here, so I'm sure they've had a few today. and we just ask one or two of them what they've been catching on. And let's hope they don't give us any fishermen's tales.
Knowing that it's Carl, I would imagine he might get one or two.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Especially when he says he has a 10-pounder. How big? There's Stuart. Been pleasantly surprised that I haven't heard Stuart moaning today, to be honest. Might have been on the other lake.
You've been far enough away from him. We don't normally let pleasure anglers use keep nets, but they're doing a little feature today, I think, for fishing in the northwest.
Yeah, Carl Jenkins from Fishing in the Northwest is on today, and the lads have joined him to do a bit of a review day for fishing in the northwest. Hi Stu. That's Stuart James. How are we getting on, Stu?
Alright.
Yeah?
Nothing wonderful.
You had a good day though?
It's fishing, isn't it? Always a good day.
Yeah, man.
Not massively well,
I had an
15 F1s.
I had an okay day.
Yeah, I know you did.
Certainly did. Yeah, it's lovely looking water, isn't it? It's very fishy looking. Looks like cars down the edge here. He's lashing the maggots in. How are we getting on, Carl?
Tails and bums and heads out the water.
What have you had? How much have you had today? How many?
Probably about 25 car, 20 car.
Good stuff. You're doing a review today for who, sorry?
Fishing in the northwest.
Superb. Just walk down and see Steve, then we'll crack on and do the rest of the lakes. Hi Steve. How'd you get on today, mate?
Most starts off good, but then I managed to start catching down the inside. I've had quite a few down the inside.
Sound.
Carp, so.
Yeah.
So,
Enjoyed it?
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Superb. That's a nice bag you've got there.
Well,
That's a nice bag you've got there.
oh, the beat tech one?
Yeah.
There you go.
Right, which way, Mark?
Back this way, and we'll go and see the new specimen lake.
Have you got the pleasure anglers coming up? You don't have any bait on site for sale, no, Mark? Just
No, not yet. I mean, we've had some plans passed by the council for a new building, which will have a new cafe.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a small tackle shop in there as well. So we'll be able to sell the essential bits and pieces that you would need.
Yeah.
Just, you know, for a normal day's pleasure fishing.
But at the moment now, for anyone coming up, you got like tea and coffee and soft drinks and that available,
Tea and coffee, soft drinks, snacks.
Cool.
And then, obviously, if you need bait or anything, the nearest tackle shop's Warrington Angling Centre.
Yeah. Which is only 10 minutes away, innit?
Yeah, and they're really well stocked, so they'll be able to supply you with everything that you need.
Yeah. It's changed since the last time I seen this was when I was on with Carl Jenkins from Fishing in the Northwest last year, and it was one lake. Wow. And this is Willow Lake.
Yeah, that island there, that used to be the central walkway between the two lakes.
Yeah, that's right, I remember now, yeah.
And then this used to be Willow with the 3 islands
Yeah.
that we've taken out completely. And then on the far side was Linear, which was the specimen lake.
Yeah. We won't walk all the way around, we can see what we need to see, can't we? Obviously there's still fishing here from when you've netted it, yeah?
Yeah, we netted both lakes, took the fish out to do the work, put a lot of water back in, put the fish back in, and then obviously with the dry spell the water levels dropped a touch as well.
So for people who don't know, Linear was the specimen lake at Brookside, and it has been for a number of years now. I can remember the first time I come in, I always knew it as a specimen lake. What kind of fish did you get out when you netted it, Mark?
We got a lot of carp out. There was carp up to £20 came out.
Yeah.
We had some catfish that came out as well.
Brilliant.
They'll go up to about £40 in here at the minute. Took a lot of silverfish out and spread them around the lakes, including about £600 of bream.
That's a big carp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry. A lot of bream, that, isn't it? They were nice size as well, weren't they?
They were all sort of £2–3, you know, perfect match size fish, and they've never been caught. Obviously the specimen anglers are looking for something much bigger.
Obviously.
But yeah, it's going to be a nice water. We're not going to cram too many pegs on here, so give the specie lads a bit of room. Yeah.
So realistically, when do you recommend that this will be open for people to fish, maybe?
We're hoping that it'll be ready in March.
Cool.
You know, the plan is over the winter to sort of manicure the banks here a little bit, put some grass seed down, put the pegs in, and then the water level will hopefully come up to a level that's fishable, and then we'll open it in March just after the winter period, just as the carp are starting to wake up and the catfish are starting to wake up.